Hi guys, on this show we're looking at Harris, Usher, Stewart, Janssen, Patrick, Hayek, Hartnett and Wood. We're looking at 1998's The Faculty.
Hello everyone and welcome to another action-packed episode of 100 Things We Learned from Film. I'm one of your hosts. My name's Planty and I'm a body snatcher.
Oh, and I'm John. I'm the jock.
You absolutely are. Yeah, you fucking quarterback prick. How you doing, mate?
I'm all right, mate. How are you?
Very well indeed. I was going to say it's gorgeous outside, but it's pissing it down raining just now, and it's still red hot, still sweltering. Well, I would have had my taps off, but for the very first time, we are recording in video for our patrons. So if you are listening to this,
footage to only fans,
only fans, only pals, more like. So if you want to see John's beautiful new kitchen behind him, and potentially some Colin Robinson later on, as he likes to jump in, and my big fat face, then you can get involved by giving us £1 a month. It's not going to be a permanent thing, but we're going to throw it up completely unedited, so you get to hear what a fucking pig's ear John just made of the preamble. Anyway, it is what it is. 1998, John. What was happening that year?
Well, loads of stuff was happening that year, and I'll tell you what it is. Oh, I've lost my facts. Hang on, we'll edit that bit out.
You can't edit any of it out when it's the video, so patrons are getting all this.
That's fine. They deserve to see it. To be fair, I think we've done 1998, haven't we? But I'll go through it again. Oh God, loads of crackers. The Truman Show. I know you love it. I know you love it. Ronin, Robert De Niro.
I maybe need to watch it again. I saw it on a plane.
I wasn't on board with it. I just didn't like it. Snake Eyes with your Nicholas.
Very good.
Nicolas Cage. You done a few of them, didn't you? City of Angels, biggest pointless film I've ever seen in my life.
Nicolas Cage or The Crow 5.
Patch Adams.
Oh Jesus, yeah, because cancer can be cured with laughter.
Exactly, and you know this. And Fallen, which is a bit of a weird one. I remember watching this with Denzel, and it's about a sort of murderer that sort of goes between bodies.
Nope, you have absolutely lost on that one, mate.
What? John Goodman, it's good crack.
All right, okay. John Goodman, yeah, I could watch John Goodman in anything.
That's about as good as it gets, to be honest.
I've got to tell you,
Meet Joe Black, that was rubbish.
Oh, Meet Joe Black, yeah, Claire Filani though.
True, and you get to see Brad Pitt getting run over, don't you?
Yeah. Anthony Hopkins, round the horn. Yeah. Anyway, by the by, I saw this in '99, so this got a release in, I want to say, February '99 in Australia. I went to the cinema in Australia to see this and had a great time. I think I might have seen this as part of a double bill with the first Guy Ritchie film, Lock, Stock. I might have seen it as part of a double bill with Lock, Stock, which is pretty good double bill. Yeah. Anyway, you don't, listeners, you don't want to hear about Through the Mists of Time with an old man.
Take him back.
Hey everyone, an old man's talking. Should be the alternate name for this podcast. Anyway, right, we're the podcast that tries to learn 100 things. John's got a list of things. I got a list of things. I'm going to talk us through the film. John's going to add some funny bits, and we're going to go from there. Okay, yep. Happy to go, big fella?
I'm happy to go, big fella.
Brilliant stuff. Okay, so we start with Miramax and Dimension Films. Now, we did Dimension Films before, didn't we?
Yeah.
So we're not going to do it again. But I certainly can tell you a little bit about Miramax Films. Their first film was 1980. It was a good year. Called Rock Show. A Paul McCartney and Wings concert film.
Oh, Jesus.
Who are Miramax, John? Only the distributor Paramount could have been. Right. Now, this year, Miramax, and this blew me away, have got a Fletch film coming out.
What?
You remember Fletch?
Chevy Chase?
Yeah, but it's John Hamm.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, I love John Hamm. Jesus, he makes some shit decisions, doesn't he?
Nah,
But
really does.
who's standing for Fletch in 2022? Like, there's surely nobody going, do you know what film I really liked? Fletch Lives.
Aye. I don't get me wrong, I loved them, but they can't recreate that, can they?
Nah, you wouldn't have thought so, mate. You wouldn't have thought
They'll
so.
try. Anything for money.
We open with this really angry coach, the always brilliant Robert Patrick.
Yeah.
And again, he's in on this, isn't he? He knows what kind of film he's in.
Yeah.
And he's really screaming at his team.
He bought right into it, didn't he? He's no screaming blue eyes, man. He's still got the look.
Yeah, absolutely. He doesn't look much older here, and we're what, 6 years on, 7 years on from Judgment Day. Yeah, absolutely.
Nice. Good.
Screaming at his team and Stan, his quarterback. I mean, it's proper heart attack behaviour, this, isn't it?
Yeah.
Did you catch the song in the background?
Oh God, no! I was too busy. It was the next bit. I was blew me away. I was really annoyed at the next song.
Okay. The song was "The Kids Aren't All Right" by The Offspring.
That's right.
From that Americana album, which I've got the CD somewhere behind me. In fact, we're in the car tomorrow, and I've got a CD player again. I'm going to throw it in the car. It September the 21st of 1999. Its high was 11th in the US and the UK, 69 in Australia. Nice.
Hey.
And 43 in Belgium's ultra pop 50 Wallander. I don't know what the fuck that is. It went gold in the UK, platinum in Italy and the USA.
Woofed.
So it did all right. It's done all right. They were big, weren't they? They were really big at that point. I went to see them, I want to say, in 2000, a couple of days after my birthday. So like the next year. And they were great, fantastic and here's Colin Robinson. Hiya, fella. Again, listeners, if you want to see Colin Robinson walking all over the laptop and my notes, piss off.
Yeah,
then you're going to need to.
We have microphones sticking out his arse.
Yeah, hey mate. Yeah, so they were huge at the time. Had a great time.
Yeah, they were the Green Day of their time.
Yeah, arguably better. Anyway, so what's the next song that got you going, Tom?
As soon as I heard the riff coming in, I'm like, what are they doing? How are they
I see. Right, yeah, we'll come to that. Yeah, we will come to that. Yeah, that fucked with me.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. He's approached by this unseen character. He's like, what do you want? And we fade out. That night, there's a meeting of staff. There's no money for Miss Brummel. Miss Brummel, she's about 1 million years old. The Blair Witch.
Yeah, she's old as balls.
Yeah, no money for her computers. No money for Mr. Tate's trip to NYC. Now, Mr. Tate, the actor that played Mr. Tate, we have seen in a number of things, but on this podcast, he was the opposing cop chief to Brian Cox's cop chief.
Yeah.
Yeah, Johnny Chimpo. Yeah, brilliant in this as well. And again, I know I mention it every time. The bad guy in Masters of Illusion.
Oh God, yeah. I forgot about that actually.
Yeah, that's who's the good guy? Who's the good magician in that? Scott Bakula, isn't he? Is it Masters of Illusion, or am I making that up? It's not called.
No, Masters of Illusion.
Yeah.
As long as it's no Masters of the Universe, that's a totally
different. That's a very. But the bad guy, that's Skeletor. It's Frank. Yeah. Anyway. And they can't get this money. He wants to take to New York. And Mrs. Olsen wants to do a musical, but there's no money because I'm sure the football team will get their kit. And she's like, they will get whatever. It's a football town. You've seen what it's like on a Friday night here. Principal Drake, Bebe Neuwirth, by the way. You know who she is. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Big fan of Cheers.
Yeah, Lilith.
Yeah, brilliant. Foxy as fuck in this, by the way.
Yeah, I was quite
woof.
Actually.
Yeah.
Even with the pale complexion, I was like,
no, it does it for me, mate. No, does it for me. Because you're Scottish, it's got to do it for you.
True.
She said, my hands are tied. So no guys and dolls. Use last year's set from our town. Now, a couple of things. Guys and Dolls was a 1950 Broadway show by Frank Loesser. It won the Tony that year and got a film version in 1955, starring Frank Sinatra, Marlon Brando, and Gene Simmons. Not the sticking out his tongue. Sticking out his tongue, face makeup, love gun one. Obviously. The famous song that we all know from it, of course, is Guys and Dolls. We're just a bunch of crazy guys and dolls. It's not. It's an episode of The Simpsons. But you get the idea.
You get the gist.
The joke here is, by the way, using the set from Our Town. Our Town famously doesn't have a set. And kind of, that's the joke, right. You know. Yeah, I liked that. I liked it a lot.
That's good. I get it now. That's good.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? Yeah. No. And there's a lot of funny little bits in this. I think this is probably going to end up being quite a long episode. Because I think we both loved this, didn't we?
You found the wee bits, didn't you?
Yeah, I think it's aged brilliantly well, except for some of the CG, which we'll come to.
Oh, yeah.
They're leaving. She says she's forgot her keys. And she needs to go back into the darkened school because all the lights are off and you can't put lights back on, apparently.
Oh, yeah, that's the rule.
Yeah. She goes into her office, gets her keys, and Coach Willis, Robert Patrick's there. He won't let her leave without a pencil. He's like, you look really pretty, and I really want to borrow a pencil.
Yeah.
Okay. So, do you know what? Here's your pencil. Why don't you and your pencil go and sleep it off? And what does he do?
Sticks it through her hand.
Plunges it right through her hand.
Yeah,
so,
I looked this up.
Oh, good. I'm glad you did, because I did as well.
No, just to see, but I was looking at instances where people put pencils through hands. The only thing I could find recently was there was an 8-year-old in California was hospitalised after a bully stabbed a pencil through his knee.
Eesh.
That's not the joke.
Right, yeah, just the idea of broken knees and shit is no good. Whoa. I would not be a good mob enforcer. I couldn't find anything. All I found was bloody arseholes doing magic tricks on YouTube. And I stand by this. It's not magic if you can edit a video.
Yeah.
To piss off.
Yeah, you need to see it in the flesh, If you do it on
the pardon the pun.
Yay! Through the flesh.
In the flesh. But what I thought was, and again, for the video, this works, like, there's bones there. Is there a... Yeah.
There's a bone right in the middle, but you could probably get it through the...
Yeah.
Finger.
All right, fucking Jesus. Very good. Yeah, all right. Nice. Okay.
And he hands him 3 nails and he says...
It's a good effect, though, this putty hand. I liked it. She knees him in the plums and runs for it. Yeah. She finds the door chained. What the fuck is the door? The door's chained out of nowhere, and you're kind of like, how's that happened? We can kind of guess in a moment or two.
Yeah.
She knocks Coach to the ground and escapes with a set of scissors. Once again, finds that she's keyless. She's fucking useless. She makes it out and locks Coach in, losing the scissors. Miss Olsen picks him up and stabs her to death with him. His fucking slow motion, what's wrong with her face thing.
Pretty bad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Pretty grim.
Yeah. Now, this massive long opening scene. You had an issue with the music.
Yes.
What's the crack?
It's bad enough we're trying to get Pink Floyd to put music on streaming media and stuff like that. They can blatantly take a cracking song like Brick in the Wall and just riff it and just get other people to sing. I didn't like it. Leave it alone. It's a perfect piece of music.
Yeah. Hey, Class of 99, leave that song alone.
Leave that song alone, you bastards.
Yeah. Class of 99, John. I'm looking at it here because I didn't write it down, so what's the point? Short-term American alternate rock supergroup. Wow. Supergroup. Bunny ears, inverted commas, right? Consisting of members of notable rock bands, okay? And there's a couple of notable rock bands here and some shit. Lane Staley of Alice in Chains, I don't know. Tom Morello, Rage Against the Machine, you know him.
Yeah.
Stephen Perkins, Anthony to his mates, from Jane's Addiction, one song. Martin Noble from
Lenoble.
Porno for Pyros, I don't know. And Matt Serlich from one of Rachel's favourite bands, Matchbox 20.
Right.
What a load of fucking bollocks they are. And that is it. They got together for that.
They just came and ripped off a cracking...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and in fact, it's so good. Such a good song, John. I managed to get some facts about it.
Of course you did.
Another Brick in the Wall Part 2 is the one that we know of the 3 parts. Written as a protest song against corporal punishment, which was outlawed in state schools in the UK in 1986 and private schools in 1998, which explains so much of what is wrong with our current government.
Yeah, no.
It was number 1 in... Deep breath. Australia, Canada, Finland, France, Germany, Ireland, Israel, New Zealand, Norway, Portugal, South Africa, Sweden, Switzerland, UK, USA, and sold 4 million copies worldwide. Not too shabby.
That's well, physical copies, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, yeah, would have all been physical copies, but none of this streaming bollocks here, mate.
So it was a 3-part composition by Pink Floyd from 1979, and it was classed as a rock opera.
Yeah,
I love that. I love it.
Have you seen Another Brick in the Wall? Have you seen? Is it Another Brick in the Wall? The film?
The film.
Oh, The Wall. Yeah, Pink Floyd's The Wall. Yeah.
It's
horrifying stuff.
It was my go-to. It really was my go-to back in the day. I used to love it.
Scary shite. A little bit of background on this school, by the way. Harrington High, not real.
Yeah, check that.
Harrington as a town, also not real. Filmed in West Lockhart, Texas, which is known as the barbecue capital of Texas.
Of course it is.
Which I assume that's the next town along from Cowboyville and Shitlager County. Probably.
Definitely.
Come at me, Texans, because you wear those heeled boots, don't you? That go ching, ching, ching everywhere you walk.
Sports bars.
Tottenham Hotspurs. Yeah. But I like the fact that it's not a real place.
Yep.
Right. This bit we go through here with the kids, you kind of meet them all and you get their names, which is brilliant if you're doing a podcast about this because you get to write down who they are. Number 1 is Zeke, Josh Hartnett. And I've written in his Mustang, and I'm fucking wrong, aren't I? I know it's not a Mustang now, I've written it down.
No, but I'll tell you later. I'll go to the cars later on.
Nice one. Casey. I don't want to wait for our lives to be over. Elijah Wood. He gets rammed into this post balls first, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, it's kind of like shit.
That is bad, isn't it?
That is pretty nasty. Testicle Trauma is a great name for a band. Is when testicles are hurt by force. The cover gets torn or shattered. And blood can leak into the scrotum until it becomes tense, which can lead to infection.
God. Don't keep saying it. Just don't keep saying it.
Stop saying testicle trauma. This Delilah, my least favourite character of this whole fucking thing.
Yes.
Jordana Brewster, right? Good-looking lassie.
Yeah.
But she's on about these Estee Lauder lips. Takes 72 hours to apply. Could not find anything about Estee Lauder lips, by the way. However, I did find out Estee Lauder was founded in New York City in 1946 by the woman of the same name. She was the only female to feature in the 20 most influential business geniuses of the 20th century, as published by Time magazine.
What?
Yeah. So everybody else that's amazing. Probably Trump was in that, I assume. So.
No. And she was a sister in Fast and Furious, wasn't she?
Estee Lauder, fucking hell, she did
No.
Jordana Brewster, yeah, she was.
See what you did there. Pass me in front of all my pals.
In front of all your paying friends. And that's the thing, John. Nothing about paying. But, you know, she was the sister because, as we know, it's all about family.
It's family.
Number one, family.
The Slaters are the only family I respect.
Get out of my pub. Stan is the quarterback that we saw before and Delilah's boyfriend.
Yeah.
Stokely, Clea DuVall, goth, kind of bit goth kids. You know, like really low budget out of the craft.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, the dark-haired one.
Yeah, I always forget her name and listeners are screaming at us.
The crazy one. The one that was in Waterboy. Is she in Waterboy?
She is in Waterboy, yeah. And that Nicolas Cage port of call, you know, the lieutenant, bad Lieutenant Port of Call.
Oh, yeah.
Rotten. Absolute piece of shit, that film. Anyway, Elijah Wood was the first person, apparently, to cross Niagara Falls by rope as part of an adrenaline challenge.
What?
Don't ask. Josh Hartnett turned down the following roles. Whoever this kid's
agent
management
or manager
is brilliant. Spider-Man, Superman, and Batman. Do you know what he didn't turn down, though? A film about a haircutting competition in Keighley, West Yorkshire. I think it's called Blow Dry or Blow Job or something.
Seriously?
Yeah, Alan Rickman's his dad.
Oh, Jesus. Because then
I
needed
really
a bloody
like
haircut,
it.
didn't he?
Yes, well, yeah. When we do a Yorkshire month, we'll do that. That and Up and
Yorkshire.
Clea DuVall is named after the last volume in author Lawrence DuVall's The Alexandria Quartet novels. I don't know what they are. I didn't look into them. I was busy looking into other books. Jordana Brewster, The Faculty, was her first film.
Yep.
And
still know my facts, buddy. You're still know my facts.
Sorry, mate. Right. Yeah, you know it is. We've got to get there. Right, and then there's this new kid, Mary Beth something. She's got about 700 names, hasn't she?
Yeah.
Oh, God. And she's like, I'm the new kid. I've got a Ku Klux Klan accent. Kind of thing, dear. Zeke's selling fake ID to the brother from that 70s show.
Oh, so yes,
yeah.
I was looking up misdemeanors or possession of fake IDs in America.
Okay.
It says you can get up to 1 year's jail term, summary probation, community service, and or monetary fines of up to $1,000.
They'll put you in prison for fucking out, won't they?
You really will,
America, because it's a business. It's a business.
Make loving.
Absolutely.
I smoking cigarettes and everything, isn't he? Just sitting there smoking away.
Just getting it on. Yeah.
So I'll double check this as well because I was unsure of this. So remember you used to be able to smoke round about hospitals and then they stopped all that?
Yes.
Well, apparently it was the same in schools. Adults could smoke in and around schools, and then a massive portion of the districts prohibited it sort of phased out from 1986 to 1988.
All right, wow.
So it was the same sort of idea because I was always wondered that. I was like, are adults allowed to smoke near schools? But apparently not.
You could smoke in our school staff room when I was a kid.
I think this must be the American ones because it just comes up with that.
So you can't smoke, but you take as many guns in as you want.
Oh God, aye, yeah. Well, you have to protect. You need to protect yourself from them smokers.
You do.
I'm going to kill cancer. I'm going to
shoot it in the fucking face. And basically, all the kids in the background are absolute pricks, all fighting, arguing. These lassies crashing the car.
Yeah.
And we learn that Zeke is selling this stuff. He's throwing in this drug, isn't he? Inside his biro.
And a pen. Yeah.
Scat, he calls it, which anything else. Any other name other than Scat. Shit. Yeah, come on, anything else. But they were in blue biros. In fact, I'm waving at the screen now, a green one and a black one. I've got a blue one. Big biros. Crystal, which I'm using to keep track of the Hengs. Introduced 1950, and in 2006 they sold their 100 billionth one.
Jesus,
crazy that, isn't it? The best-selling pen in the world, and the Manhattan Museum of Modern Art has made it a permanent fixture because there's fuck all else going on in the Manhattan, I guess. There are 6 types of point with 18 colours. There you go. And as I say, black, green. I think that might be. That's a purple one. It's not a blue one. Anyway, using all my wife's good pens. She's really kicking off. Right. In the faculty room, there's this teacher, Harry. And we're going to meet all the teachers as we go on, all the faculty. Yep. Mm-hmm. And I'll kind of cover them when we cover them. But Harry was one that I was particularly interested in. Did you recognise this guy?
Is that the guy, the gingery guy?
The big fat guy, yeah.
So he was a film critic, wasn't he?
Well, yeah, kind of. Yeah, Harry Knowles, he's called. So
yes, he was in the Austin Film Critic Association, and he got kicked out for sexual harassment in 2017.
That's correct. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Woo, woo, woo. Yeah, Ain't It Cool News was his website, and yeah, he got kicked out for sexually assaulting Jasmine Baker in 1999 and 2000 at the Alamo Draft House in Austin. Apparently, he was also very easily bought by studios for reviews.
Yeah.
Around about the timing of this, so I can't help thinking he might have been given this role, non-speaking role, for that.
To bump it up.
Piece of shit. Yeah, absolutely. But I don't think he needed it. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, he was in a couple of things. Him, and every time I see him, I was like, "What?"
He's an alien in Phantom Menace as well. Apparently, he's talking with the nurse. The nurse is sick. Selma Hayek. Whoa, hey, yeah. The nurse is sick. I love the way you looked into the living room there to make sure Kirsty wasn't hearing you talk about Selma Hayek. She says, because she's full of cold, and someone says, "Oh, if you're sick, why don't you take a day off?" And she says, "I'm saving all my sick days for when I feel better." We've all been there, haven't we?
That's a good shout, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's a good shout.
So
she's trying to be quiet.
She's doing a shit job. Sick days, John. Would you believe? In America, in jobs and work in America, the average for an American worker in the private sector is 7 sick days a year.
Just 7? I thought it was 10.
Which is astonishing. It starts in the first year at 7 and it builds up, which is astonishing. And the reason that is so astonishing is I get 6 months paid, 6 months unpaid. And I've only been in my job for 4 weeks.
When are you going to use all that
up? Tomorrow. So we kind of meet all these staff. I like the science teacher who's basically trying to chat up Selma Hayek's nurse, isn't he?
Yeah.
And then his line is, "Well, I might as well put a pen in my eye," which is this brilliant kind of foreshadowing of what's going to happen to him.
Who is he again?
He was John
Stewart.
John Stewart of the whatever the American thing's called that I don't think I watched a lot of.
Yeah,
we didn't really get it over here, did we?
No, but did you catch the name of his character?
Yes, but it's later on. Go for it.
And I was asking.
Oh right, yes, I did. So she's Nurse Harper. You put me on the spot here, lad.
Edward Furlong.
Right, Edward Furlong.
Edward Furlong. How's that for a link?
Like that Edward Furlong. That's
Edward Furlong.
Okay.
Who's been clean for 4 years, by the way. That's another fact you've thrown in, but I just read that Edward Furlong's has been clean for the last 4 years.
Okay. Result,
exactly.
Good
but
work, son.
Child actor gone wrong, and that's a shame.
Actor, inverted commas.
Actor.
So Miss Olsen comes in looking less dowdy. Her and Coach are drinking all the water. In the class, we've got Miss Burke, Famke Janssen, who we only looked at 2 weeks ago.
We literally looked at her a couple of weeks ago.
And she's very different in this, isn't she? Nervous, dowdy. Yeah.
Nobody confident.
No. Talking about Robinson Crusoe. And she said, "What was Crusoe most afraid of?" And he says, "Calluses." She said, "Well, no, it was the isolation." Robinson Crusoe is obviously everybody's favourite diluting juice.
Mm-hmm.
A book by Daniel, don't call me Willem Dafoe, from 1719, and a castaway that spends 28 years on a remote island without a volleyball called Wilson.
Wilson! Still makes me cry. Huh? Still makes me cry watching that ball.
It made me cry with fucking boredom. I nearly left the cinema.
It's got to be at least $17 for that ball.
He's rude. He's a smart ass. Very clever,
Yeah.
Stan tells Delilah that he's quitting the team, and she's worried he's throwing away his chance at a scholarship. But also, she's more worried that she's head cheerleader, he's the quarterback, and them's the rules.
Them's the rules, yeah. That is the rules, yeah.
The rules. You can't break the rules of high school, dickhead.
Yeah, he's in a load of things as well. That boy, he's been in loads.
I didn't recognise him out of a thing.
I'm sure he was in a Weezer video.
Oh right, okay. Well, what, him and Fonzie?
Little Respect. I'm sure it was that Little Respect.
All right, okay, all right. Oh, maybe he's in that that loser film. You know that they did. Teenage Dirtbag 4. Maybe he's in that with
God,
the guy that fucked the pie and the lassie that got the rose petals on her tits.
Yeah.
Dan Aykroyd. Yeesh. Thanks to Josh and Amanda Wilson for informing me that the FBS, who are the governing body of schools, colleges, allows 85 scholarships each year for sport.
Ooh,
for
85?
football. Sorry, for football. It's not many. Not many. So thanks very much for that.
That's how I would have got my education.
Yeah, well,
scholarship.
Yeah, but we don't need no education.
Oh.
Mr. Tate, Daniel von Bergen, as we'd said, Super Troopers. Really boring history lesson. Drinking booze from this cup, isn't he?
Yeah.
And Stan corrects him, says you're meant to be on chapter 5. Mary Beth approaches Stokesley at break. She's reading Double Star by Robert Heinlein. Robert Heinlein was a sci-fi writer. He wrote Starship Troopers, previous episode. Won 4 Hugo Awards for Double Star, Starship Troopers, Stranger in a Strange Land, which is the only one of his I've read, and The Moon is a Harsh Mistress.
I didn't get that one, but I got the rest, so I'll just mark them off as well.
Okay. Delilah comes along and basically says, don't hang around with Stokesley because she's wearing different shades of black, and calls her a violent lesbian. To which Stokesley storms off. Basically, she's a piece of shit, this Delilah character. She goes from being a piece of shit to being a piece of shit to then not being a character.
She's pointless. Absolutely pointless.
Casey's eating lunch alone on the bleachers and finds this insect pod. He's approached by the coach and he says, have you ever considered trying out? He says, I don't think a person should run unless he's being chased. It's a great line.
And there's foreshadowing.
There is foreshadowing. He's not happy about running. He doesn't think anyone should run. But he's quite happy to walk to fucking Mordor.
He really is, isn't he? He walks at pace, though.
He walks at Pacey. I mean, Casey. Yeah, he does, yeah.
Power walking. Power of the ring.
Like Harold from Neighbours. Emerge. In the science class, Casey approaches Mr. Edward Furlong with the pod, while Stokesley tells Mary Beth she's not gay. She just doesn't like people, and that's her way of keeping people away from her.
Yeah.
Because in 1998, apparently people didn't want to hang around with homosexuals.
Or anybody.
Yeah. This pod looked like fucking Kakuna out of Pokemon. What's going on here? Furlong suggests it could be a new species, and then they spill a bit of water on it, and it comes back to life. Put it in this aquarium, and it grows these tendrils, doesn't it? And as he's about to kind of put his finger in, it reproduces. And when he gets his finger near it, these massive teeth, like CGI teeth, didn't look great. And bit him. At the pool, Stan tells Coach he's quitting. And Coach, who's gone from basically up fucking here at the start of the movie, he's just like, well, you're just going to do what you're going to do. I can't do anything about that. You're telling me this the day before, this on the day of my daughter's wedding. And he just basically lets him get on with it. And Stan saves Casey from Usher in the locker room. Fucking Usher.
Usher, I know. Who knew?
Usher. Exactly.
Usher.
I mean, I think he's maybe in a couple of other films. Has Usher got like 20 kids or something? I'm sure that's a thing I heard once. I didn't do any looking into Usher. I've done all my looking into everybody else. But yeah, Usher, I think, has got about 20 kids. Jesus,
hell must be ushered out.
Well, he was ushered in. He heads into the shower. I noticed he'd got some soap on a rope.
On a rope, yeah. I thought
which I was kind of. I haven't seen soap on a rope for ages. Still widely available, but in 2009, the Catholic Church stopped companies selling soap on a rope, or as it was known as, Pope on a rope, because Holy Father only wants his face in underage genitals.
Oh,
I mean, that might not be true. Are you liking these Catholic church jokes, listeners? Are they doing anything for you? Are we getting cancelled?
Yeah.
Yeah, we might be. When he's in the shower, here comes Mrs. Brummel with like a melty face. The face like one of the aliens out of They Live. And she's just going, they want everyone. I can't breathe. And he grabs her, like hugs her, and scalp comes away in his hand, just the way it slops, or the foley of it slopping on the...
God, yeah.
Fantastic. Olsen explains she has cancer, because cancer makes your scalp come away from your head, obviously.
Well-known fact.
And at Zeke's car, he's selling this VHS of Nev Campbell and Jennifer Love Hewitt fully frontal naked. Now, of course, me being me, I had to have a little bit of a look to find out what that could be. The only thing Nev Campbell and Jennifer Love Hewitt have been in together is Party of Five.
Right, so that's not happening.
It's not. There's no full frontal in Party of Five. No. Certainly not in the first 2 series I watched as a teenager.
There wasn't even full frontal with Dave Campbell and was it Wild Things with Denise Richards?
No, Denise Richards. You got to see her.
Oh yeah. But she'd paid for them, so everybody was getting to see them.
Yeah, absolutely. Money well spent, I would say.
Oh god, yeah.
Delilah and Casey are in the faculty lounge looking for goss for the school paper. He says you can be a cool human when you're not being a grade A bitch. You're like, okay. And she's like, are you hitting on me? Not everyone's fucking hitting on you, doll.
Well.
Olsen and the coach.
You see that?
They come back. Casey and Delilah lock themselves in the cupboard. Brummel died because she was too old. Almost the full faculty have now been commuted, which I thought it'd sound good. Here's Nurse Harper. She's still sick, so we know that there's nothing wrong with her. They grab her, knock her at the ground, and spit this bug into her ear. I was like, in the cupboard, the kids find Brummel's corpse and then burst out, not Robert Patrick. And this stunt double, it was blatantly Robert Patrick they knocked to the ground, and this old lady stunt double they knocked to the ground as well. They're running away. Casey slips over and Delilah keeps on running because obviously she can be pretty cool when she's not being a grade A coward. So that night, the cops, Casey and his parents, are looking for the body. Now, did you spot this 90s power suit the dad was wearing? Casey's dad was wearing.
Oh, God.
With the shoulder pads.
Shooter McGavin?
It wasn't Shooter McGavin because it looked like him.
Yeah, it was him. Yeah, that was him.
Okay, very well done. I think he... I think he thought he was in Swingers. I think he thought he was in Swingers.
Oh, right.
Yeah. But no, evidently not. They go in with the cops and they find Resuscitation Annie in the closet. Which this thing that I've never had to use because I don't think we ever did this at school. Don't know if you did.
Yeah, I think we did it in first aid, but never in school.
Yeah. Resuscitation Annie, developed by Norwegian toy maker Asmund Ledrell and Peter Safer.
God.
Yeah, and absolutely freaky looking fucking thing.
That's organ in it. They
explain that that they also hurt the nurse and said, no, we didn't. She's epileptic and she suffers from grand mals. Grand mals are seizures. They last only a matter of minutes but can be so severe they cause the victim to harm themselves during. Today they're known as tonic-clonic seizures, which I think sounds like something you clean your arsehole out with.
I know, it's like Jesus. As an hour, I'm a factory stealing off me.
Oh, what about cleaning your arsehole out?
No. But that as well.
Okay. The parents take him home after Drake's taken this cop into the office. And he comes out like subtly changed, doesn't he?
A hint of a wink as if...
Yeah. I'd alien wink. They get him home and they say, look, no phone, no internet, ripping out this physical modem.
Yeah. No internet.
Yeah.
No music. So they took his ghetto blaster and did the...
And she's going, the porno under the bed.
The Pornhub. The Pornhub.
And it was Boobs magazine. Yeah, not a real magazine. I couldn't find it.
I googled that, but it just got a lot of boobs.
Look at you.
Yeah. But then he's got a printer, didn't he? He's had a wee tiny printer.
Yeah.
Never seen that in my life.
No, I had no idea. And then for some reason he does something and he's got this walking... Like, what was that about? Like this walking Meccano animal thing? Didn't make any sense. And then he jumps out the window, he spots the faculty and then slips off this fucking veranda thing. Yeah. And his dad calls him in, but the faculty aren't there.
You know his dad was still holding the boobs?
Oh, was he? Yeah, I bet he was. Then we see the kind of the blind coming down and it's the outline of one of the teachers, isn't it? One of the faculty. Oh, so they're going to get mum and dad. The next day, as they drop him off as Dad drops him off at school. Dad and Coach are talking. Delilah grabs Casey. She's got glasses on and her hair tied up.
Yeah, she says you need to go incommunicado. I'm like, wow, you still know exactly who it is.
Well, she's hardly Martin Landau in that Mission Impossible TV show when he used to put the masks on. Again, a reference for fucking nobody. That.
Yeah, we know.
Sunday morning 60s TV references. In the faculty lounge, they're going through all this water and not drinking coffee anymore, and your man's off the booze. Maybe that's what I am. Maybe I've stopped drinking booze because I'm an alien. I will be doing a lot more fucking better stuff with my time than this fucking podcast, I'll tell you.
I know, you'll be probing left, right and centre.
Stan tells Stokes that he's quit the team, explains that he got an A on biology instead of a D because of his winning arm, because he had a good arm. Stokes has been watching him, following him, and he says, I want to be a D student. I deserve that D. I love the D. Is not quite what he says, but he might as well. Mr. Tate says he wants a living history of the family. Stan's like, is this going to be on the test? And it's just this line of, this is the test. And it's this manic look in his eyes, brilliantly delivered from a fantastic character actor, R.I.P. There's a queue of kids waiting for an ear exam in a class, and the police are helping. So it's all starting to look a little bit shady now. Zeke spots that there's a couple who were scrapping previously. The lad is chill to fuck, and she's like shouting at him, screaming at him.
Do you know who the lad was? I remember his face. I'm like, I know that guy. He was in the Scream movies.
Oh,
no
right.
Scream, no Scream. So, hang on, what was the parody of it?
A Scary Movie.
Scary Movie, aye. He was a boyfriend in the first one that shot her onto the ceiling.
Really? Bloody hell, well done that. What a fucking deep pull that is.
Spaffed to the ceilings.
These two boys are back for some scat. They want all he's got, and he gives them a load, but they keep asking. They're blatantly aliens.
Oh, yeah.
For whatever
have you
reason.
got it in the car?
So
have you got any?
Yeah, have you got any more in your car? Have you got any more at home? So he puts some in his pocket. Miss Burke's now dressed like she's going to a fucking cocktail party.
Yep.
Right. She plays three characters in this. She plays the mousy one. She plays shouty, screamy, fucking nutty teacher here as the alien. She calls him a dickless excuse for a little boy and storms off.
Yep.
When he tries to offer her chocolate-flavoured laxatives, which is the last thing I need, and some cherry Johnnies.
Yeah, Magnums, weren't they?
They were, yeah.
So I looked this up because I thought Magnum was to do with the size of it, but I think that Americans think Magnum is apparently the size, but it's the same lengths and standard circumference as a normal Johnny. So I don't really understand why they go, oh, is that Magnums? Because they're pretty much the same size as standard Johnny bags.
I tend to always put Magnums on my PI.
Rub it up and down.
If you wanted, John, you could indeed buy 20 more cherry Johnnies, £5.30 from condomoutlet.com.
How do we know there are more cherries, though?
Mate, I am not buying Johnnies from condomoutlet.com. I'm telling you that.
Nope.
Casey explains to Stokesley what's going on, and she said it sounds like pod people from the Body Snatchers.
Yep.
Body Snatchers is a rip-off from The Puppet Masters from Robert Heinlein. Which one's your Body Snatchers film, John?
The one Leonard Nimoy and Donald Sutherland.
Okay. Yeah, I think that one's the scariest one.
And that was the Doug where the person's face was just freaking out.
Yeah. The end, the fact that it's kind of like, fuck.
Yeah. Just the fact that when he just points at her. It's like that screeching noise. It's absolutely horrific.
I mean, I'm sure I will watch it again at some point, but I saw that probably as a teenager. It scared the shit out of me.
It was quite scary.
I prefer the 50s one. You know, where at the end he looks in the wagon and it's these fucking prop pods. I love that. And that's so cute by today's standards.
It was just, even though the subject was quite horrific, it still felt quite homely and nice, didn't it?
Yeah. This bit ripped my fucking knitting, by the way. Casey explains he thinks film directors are aliens, setting us up for a proper invasion. Spielberg's E.T. and Sonnenfeld's Get Shorty. I'm sorry, I mean Men in Black. Yeesh. And I'm kind of like, yeah, okay, I get it. That Robert Rodriguez is kind of going, I'm a director. I'm talking about film directors. Give me a fucking dump truck full of cash to make more of these.
Yeah. Nah, no, totally. Totally when he was saying it, was like, ooh.
The whole gang head to science class to see the creature is now gone. Casey explains his theory on aliens. Zeke and Mary Beth head to the lab stores, which is the next room across, which is where he gets his stuff for scat. And they're about to snog to Garbage's Medication.
Yeah.
Which I know that song very, very well.
Tune.
Off 2.0, which is the Garbage album of the same year. It's not a single. I always thought it was. Number 1 in the UK and Iceland, that album. Yeah, but nowhere else.
I like that album. It's a good album.
It's a great album. The teacher comes in and...
Oh, John Stewart.
Yeah, John Stewart comes in, but not before Zeke's come in trying to make a twat of himself, pretending like, I'm dying, or whatever they've heard. And Casey explains that he thinks that they're aliens. He attacks them. Zeke rips off this blade off
for
of
the
like
paper
a guillotine thing, isn't it? Yeah. Slices off his fingers, which looks great for a second, and then you see the fingers crawling across the floor. You're like, what the?
CGI fuck on it.
Ray Harryhausen's crying. And then they smash him in the eye with the I've written shat pen.
The scat eye.
Yeah, shat now. Which basically melts his face. And again, it's back to what he says. I might as well stick a pen in my eye. Oh.
Yeah, he knew it was coming.
Yeah. This is the bit Stokesy said, isn't this the bit where someone says, let's get out of here? Stan, let's get out of here. Okay. Casey grabs the wee Kakuna thing and they head for the car. Everyone's acting calm and weird and starey as they kind of head out.
Yeah.
They get out of Dodge in the car. There's nothing on the radio and like a polished roadblock, isn't there, that they speed away from?
It was just like the Truman Show.
It was a little bit like the Truman Show, yeah. White Beetle! They get to his place. He's got an apothecary in the garage.
Yeah.
Like some sort of... He's turning fucking lead into gold or something.
I know. It's an episode of Friends.
Yeah. He's rich and a prick. And he's been grinding up caffeine pills for scat.
Yep.
I took a lot of Pro Plus in college.
I think everybody did. It was the way forward, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
With coffee, just for that extra kick.
That's right, yeah. Just because you'd done a full day at college and you were going out that night.
Yeah, there wasn't any such things as an energy juice. Like, wasn't any like Red Bull from
you?
No,
if you were lucky, you got Lucozade Sport because it's isotonic.
Yeah,
John Barnes used to say. We find out that he owns a gun, which is basically Chekhov's gun, maybe. And he cuts a bit off the pod and puts it in with Oscar, the weight mace. It takes over the poor thing, and he wrings its neck. Sorry, buddy. Hey, dear, could you play 3 blind mice played on a white mouse organ, which is a Monty Python reference for nobody. He cuts it open to find that it's dried out the little mouse, and he empties a pen of scat onto this rest of this pod that melts like salt on a slug.
Yeah.
Stokesley explains you got to get the master, and that'll free everyone else because school kids are fucking geniuses.
Yeah. Yes, they are.
They're basically figuring out that the alien people are emotionless.
So they're puppets. They're just puppets.
It's a puppet, master. They argue amongst one another. Any one of them could be an alien. Zeke's solution is for them to snort a biro.
Right. So this is obviously a homage to the thing.
Yes, 100% like that scene out there. It's not an homage. It's fucking robbed.
What, do you think so?
100% robbed off this thing, isn't it? Yeah. I went to school with a lad who put biros up his nose. He lays tarmac for a living now. So.
Oh, really?
Just goes to show, doesn't it? Yeah. Casey takes it and starts giggling because caffeine pills do that.
Oh, no. It was quite a wee cackle as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
Little radio flyer. Stan grabs the gun and threatens Zeke, who takes it, and Stan does the same. Stokesy says, I'm not putting up that on my nose. Zeke says, aliens are taking over. Weigh it up. That's quite a good line, actually. Delilah and Mary Beth are the last two, and they won't do it. Mary Beth claims to be allergic to aspirin. There's no aspirin in that. She does it, tips her head back and snorts. Delilah doesn't, and we get to see her with all these crawly things below her skin, which look good. Casey grabs the gun, but won't shoot her. Stokesley does, misses, and Delilah basically smashes up this drug lab.
Yeah.
Throwing herself about. She's forgotten how to walk. And then she jumps in the waiting school learning car being driven by Mr. Tate.
I know.
Like, what is going on?
All very orchestrated. It's like as if they're speaking to each other through some sort of hive mind.
Of course. So they head back to the school, which is Friday Night Lights.
Yeah.
This huge crowd at the game with the fart rock version of Another Brick in the Wall's back. Mm. As far as the team goes, they're called the Hornets. I spotted they were called the Hornets.
Yep. There's only one team. Oh, no, Charlotte Hornets.
Charlotte Hornets, yeah. That's a good team.
But they're the basketball, aren't they? Basketball.
Yeah. Hornets are the largest of the wasps and massive fucking arseholes. The Asian giant hornet stings cause 30 to 50 deaths annually in Japan.
What?
Yeah. Would you believe it?
I wouldn't have believe it.
No. And, of course, all American football teams have got stupid names. So, John, with that in mind, I want you to tell me if the next 7 ones that I mention are a football team or a shitball team.
Right,
all right? Football team if it's real, shitball team if it's not. Didn't really figure out the title, so, whatever. Number 1, the Minnesota Gophers, eh? The Minnesota Gophers.
Shit, eh?
Oh, it's a team, eh?
Oh, what?
Yeah. Number 2, the Maryland Terrapins.
Not shit, eh?
So it's a real football team.
Uh-huh.
Yes, correct. It's a real football team. Number 3, the Chicago Outfits.
Shit.
Correct. It's not real. I made that one up. Number 4, the Wake Forest Demon Deacons.
Oh, that's got to be real.
Fucking right it is.
That's cracking.
I want one of their shirts. Number 5, the Kingston Kongs.
Oh God, that's got to be true.
Nah, made it up. It's a good name,
that's a good name. Let's get that team made.
Number 6, the Martha's Vineyard Seamen.
Shit, eh?
You're right, it's shit, eh? I made it up. Number 7, the South Carolina Gamecocks.
True.
It is, yeah. Well done, John. You got
always game for a bit of cock. So while this is going on, it's funny while you're talking about hornets, I've picked up a wee thing about bees.
Okay.
Because they're saying, if we kill the queen, then everybody go back to normal. So I just, for some reason, I looked up to queen bees and seen what would happen if you killed a queen. Okay, so that's what I got. So unfortunately, a queenless colony cannot survive for a sustained period. An absent queen bee affects the behaviour of the worker bees. They become aggressive. Worker bees may continue to lay eggs, but because there's no queen to fertilise them, they're all drones instead of workers.
All right, cool.
Who knew that?
You
scientists, obviously. But that's pretty cool, man. Well, no cool.
Don't no kill noise.
Bees.
Means no bees.
Don't kill queen bees.
Don't kill any bees, please. All through the game, the team are putting bugs in the ears of the other team and the tackle. It's good, this bit. I really like it. Robert Patrick's doing amazing facial work.
Oh, he's brilliant, isn't he? Yeah.
Fantastic stuff.
It really is like Henry Winkler in The Waterboy, though, isn't it? When he was
a little bit, yeah. In the gym, Principal Drake's here. By the way, Principal Drake, the first person approached me, Principal Drake. Did you see this?
No.
Was Gillian Anderson.
Oh God, yeah. Sorry, yeah. She
again would have been a great choice.
Yeah, no, I think she would have been great.
They tie her up because they're certain that she's the she's the queen in this badminton net. Tell her she needs to snort the thing. Like, she's not going to do it, so she won't. So Zeke shoots her between the eyes.
Yeah, just out of nowhere.
Blammo. As Casey's about to stab her, she comes back to life, and Mary Beth throws the whole case of spunk at her.
Yes.
She's like, I'm melting! What a world! Yeah, good effects, that.
There was a lot of it as well, wasn't there? Why would you throw...
Yeah, well, why? Why? Yeah, now he knows. He's seen the end of the film. The game's over and the town's heading home. Stan heads out to get the coach because they're certain now it's got to be him. Mm-hmm. Stokesy grabs him and snogs him before he goes because she doesn't want him to die having not done that.
Oh,
It's nice. Outside in the rain, the coach and the players have got their mouths open, tendrils out to the rain. Looks great, this.
It does look good.
It's like a lightning strike and you see like the alien behind his
you see
skin.
through them. Yeah.
And that still looked amazing. It's a really good GIF as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll have to do that when I'm posting about this. Stands back at the door. They throw him a biro under and he empties it away. It's beautiful. There's no pain, no fear.
Open the door. Open the door!
Open the door! Zeke threatens him through the door with a gun. Mm-hmm. He explains that he's got skooma left in his car. Oh, no, hang on, that's the stuff out of Skyrim, but still. They head out, him and Casey through the lot full of school buses. I was going, look at all these school buses. Loads of school buses there. We haven't seen a school bus in something for ages and ages and ages, by the way. Do you remember? We used to see loads of them in films, and it's been a while since we've seen it.
Yeah. I think the last proper one we've seen was it Road Trip?
Yeah, I think so. Biggest school bus manufacturer in the US is the REV Group. They earned 2.4 billion revenue per year. It's astonishing, isn't it? It's really amazing. Is. You can get a contract doing anything in America.
No, you really can.
You really can. I missed this, but you can reattach fingers a maximum 12 hours after they have been slashed off. There you go. I've just seen that written down somewhere, so I might as well throw that in. Casey's the decoy. He runs from the coach and the team because he can run. That's the thing. And he gets caught on the bus.
Little Frodo Baggins.
By Delilah. And as the team start coming through the windows, he escapes out through this roof hatch. Yep. So not only can he run, but he can also fucking jump.
He can jump. I thought I was watching the end of Spider-Man again. I thought I was watching the end of Spider-Man Homecoming.
Zeke's at his car, and he grabs the Shizer, or whatever we're calling it. Miss What's-Her-Face comes back now. Miss Burke. And again, she's still dressed in this gear and everything. She says, I don't want cherry condoms, but I do want something cherry-flavoured. And you're like, wow. I think they've kind of got around this by explaining earlier on in a throwaway comment that he's had to stay back a year. So he's obviously like 18 or 19 at this point.
Okay, makes sense.
He jumps in the car and she jumps in the back. And as he peels away, she's trying to worm his ear. Mm-hmm. He throws his seatbelt on and rams this bus. She goes flying out the window. Now, what doesn't happen when you fly out a window, John?
You don't lose your head.
You don't get capacitated. You don't get capacitated. That's right, yeah. But she does.
And another rip-off of the thing?
Very much so, yeah. And it looks like fucking garbage.
It's rubbish.
Because they don't have her talking or anything. They just have this...
They don't even have her looking at him.
Photograph of her face, isn't it? Just a photograph of her face. Like...
Going along, not even moving eyes. It's just,
it was garbage. It was really bad. And just as she kind of finds the rest of the body, he's like, "Fuck this! I am out of here."
Yeah,
he was obviously that unimpressed with the FX.
With the FX, exactly.
Yeah. In the gym, Mary Beth and Stokesley are talking. I know you're proud of being the outsider, but aren't you tired of being something you're not? I know I am. And then she gets all wavy arms and
she does indeed, yeah.
Fucking licorice whips her in the face. Because it turns out she's the massive squid. It turns into this huge fucking squid thing. She chases Stokesley and the just arrived Casey into the pool, and she jumps into this pool, and she's like a super swimmer.
Oh, yeah,
She's like old Phelps, isn't she?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
The Queen drags Stokesley under the water, but Casey throws her a rope and saves her. In the locker room, Zeke comes in. Stokesley calls out to him, but Mary Beth also calls out to him as human Mary Beth.
Yeah, naked with no nipples.
Naked with Photoshop nipples out. Yeah. Answer me this: why are you naked? It's quite good. And he takes Stokesley's side, but it turns out Stokesley's got squid snogs.
Yeah, so she does.
He locks her in this equipment cage. Casey's made to take some more of the fucking skank by Zeke, who then gets thrown across the locker room and knocked out. Mary Beth's calling after Casey, explaining her world was endless oceans till it dried up and she escaped. She wanted to make Earth very much like home, part of the same one feeling, one mass. Mary Beth becomes a true form and chases him into the gym. Now, I love this because he sets this bleacher to retract.
That's a good shout,
That's
isn't
a
it?
great strategy. And then nearly gets fucking caught himself.
Aye.
But it just so happens that he's a really strong, athletic nerd.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah.
So he kind of runs out. Just as it gets caught, he stabs her in the eye. And she spits I've written jizz tadpoles here in his face.
Into his face.
Yeah,
Which
which
is a good
at
least they use practical effects, though. That was good.
Yeah. They fall out as she dies. He heads over to Stokely. She's alive with some dead ones next to her. And we get one last jump scare as Zeke smashes on the batting cage.
Yeah, he's thinking, do we really need that? Do we really need it?
No, 1 month later. Mm-hmm. 1 month later. And just because we're doing fucking show not tell, we're doing tell not show in this, we've got news reporter going, it's a month on since the
Oh, yeah.
And
Gail Weathers. This is Gail Weathers.
Gail Weathers. Zeke's on the team, and fucking pedo Miss fucking Burke's watching from the bleachers.
And how did he light up that fag so quickly?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
And he gets put out that cigarette and get back on the team. Like, that would surely get you fucking kicked off the team.
Yeah.
These reporters are doing a news story. Stokesley and Stan are winching. Turns out Casey and Delilah are a thing as well.
Yeah.
And he's Time Magazine Man of the Year. Things sure have changed, haven't they? Na 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 na. It's a bad Oasis song. A do 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 do. Yeah.
Then that's it.
Time Man of the Year 1999, John. Jeff Bezos.
What?
For taking Daddy's money, probably.
Oh,
I assume.
God, right.
Yeah,
bad year for Man of the Year.
Bad year indeed. What else have you got?
That's it. Literally, you were nicking mine left, right, and centre. I was deleting them left. All I had was my Queen Bee thing at the end there.
Oh, I'm sorry, mate. We need to get a bit better at this, and I need to start.
Well, at least they know it's not orchestrated. We just do our own thing.
Yeah. The facts are a harsh mistress.
Oh no, I've got one thing. Sorry, I've got one thing. Hang on. The car.
Oh yes, so you do.
We both love the car. So it is a 1970 Pontiac GTO.
Nice. Sexy machine. I'm absolutely astonished, John. You didn't have the gun.
Oh, I think we've covered the gun.
It's not like you to not have the gun. Well, we have, but it's a Colt Detective Special. Yes, we have. We've covered it before, but there it is. I'm putting it on the...
And it's only because I remember seeing it going, I know that gun, so...
Smashing. Asian Giant Hornet, we have done Sick Days. We've done Replicating Animals. Snakes, sharks, and Komodo dragons have been known to birth without aid from males. Bacteria and cells are the only things that can replicate. No bother.
No bother.
There was horseplay written on the shower wall. No horseplay. Did you see that? Yeah. Horseplay is defined as rough, boisterous play.
What?
Horse is rough and boisterous. I don't get that.
Nah, that's a weird one.
Yeah. A couple of facts from the back of the making of the film. Released Christmas Day 98 in the US. Grossed 40.3 million domestic and 63 million worldwide from a budget of just 15 mil.
That's decent.
Zeke is the only character not to get infected throughout the film.
Oh, yeah, so he was.
Yeah. Tommy Hilfiger provided clothing for the film in exchange for the cast to feature in an advert.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one. Well, they're all good ones, aren't they? If you don't know them. We've got Outtown. We've got Gillian Anderson. Oh, the tattooed girl Mary Beth asked for where the office is Robert Rodriguez's sister.
Ah, right, okay.
Jessica Alba was considered for Delilah, but she was too good an actor. I added that last bit. Sherilyn Fenn was Rodriguez's first choice to play Burke, Miss Burke.
Oh, God.
Sherilyn Fenn.
Yeah, I've not heard about her.
Sherilyn Fenn in a while.
Yeah.
And that is Usher's debut film.
Right.
There you go. That ushered him in to star in other films.
Oh, another.
How do you think we got on?
Oh, God. 72.
Oh, little bit higher.
75?
76.
Yay!
Not bad.
That was all right, actually, because I'll be honest with you, as I was going through my facts, in my head, I'm like, he's got this, he's got this, he's got this. So you had a lot.
Yeah,
of
we
them.
doubled up a lot, didn't we? We doubled up.
To be honest, it is a good film, and a lot of the things you pick up on, you really do hone in on, because there's a lot of specific things that they say. So that's the only thing you pick up on, to be fair.
Absolutely. We have got a lot of patrons to thank again this week. We've got new ones as well. Newest patron, Ian McComish, all-round nice guy and long-term pal. Thanks, Ian. Rachel Plant, you know her. It's her birthday today as this goes live. Ooh. Happy birthday, Planty. 50 again. How many years has that been that you've been saying you're 50? I am going to get battered for that. That's fine.
Yes, yeah.
Nigel Davis is the owner of Wonder Emporium. He does accessories for tabletop and mini games. Get him on Facebook by searching for Wonder Emporium and buy a lot of his shit. Dan Belson, he's the red half of the Be There with Belson podcast. And Gavin Belson, he's the blue half of the Be There with Belson podcast. Aaron from Z1. Yeah, don't kill the Queen bee. I wonder which one of those two is the Queen. Lads, you tell us. Aaron from the Z1 podcast. It's an audio drama about love, life, the undead, and hamsters. You can keep that, by the way. I wrote that for you today, Aaron. Joe Higgins. Christ, we know him. Hallmark of Greatness. Weird thing about that. Damn it, Vince podcast. He's back on here in September for an episode.
Yay!
Phil Fairish, friend and first ever patron, picks me up on loads of stuff that we miss, but then he does pay for the luxury. Not sure what his excuse was the past 18 months, but, hey. Punk from What the Fuck Do You Want? You know him, currently shouting at guests on a Monday. He's also doing this semi-regular chat about Elden Ring with Filthy, which I'm enjoying. Which has made me want to try Elden Ring.
Oh, you love a bit of Elden Ring, didn't you?
I like a bit of ring stink, yeah. We've got Saz, thanks for your continued listens and support. Mono and Kira from Mono Rants the Boys podcast. They've got season 3 summary episode, which is live now that series is finished. Amazing crack, those two. Really love it. We've got Biggie, comedy genius and fake scouser. Stig, film reviewer extraordinaire, and next week's guest, by the way. Gadget, who's a god tier D&D dungeon master. And they're from Modern Escapism podcast and do Dragon's Doom of Scorched Sheep, which is a D&D playthrough.
God tier, can we handle that?
He is God tier. Stig is a lot of fun. Let's build him up now. It can come crashing down. Ian from Cult Connections podcast, 3 different media linked by one common thread. Fantastic idea for a podcast. Done really well by a nice guy. He won't like me saying that. Gav McGill, long-term supporter of the pod, long-suffering Falkirk fan. And, of course, Josh Wilson. Lovely man. Terrible impressions with a great couples family podcast. Super fun.
He knows a lot about weather in Miami.
He does know a lot about weather in Miami. It's just we didn't fucking ask him.
We didn't utilise him. I feel bad now.
So next week we will be back with Stig from Modern Escapism and To Dragon's Dream of Scorched Sheep, talking about Spade, why did you leave Farley with the queen bees? We're talking about Tommy Boy. Although that isn't the Tommy Boy. I haven't seen this in ages, and Stig's desperate to do it again. Yeah, I hope it's not shocking. I hope it's not really, really bad, Stig, because that'd be bad crap. John, final words, mate?
Guys, patrons, paying guests, thank you for all your cash monies. It's going to a good home, as in production value stuff. And thanks for everyone else for listening. Thanks for the support again, and thanks for your votes if you voted for us. So
in the podcast awards, hopefully we'll have won least votes for a podcast.
That's the dream.
That's the one. That's all we can hope for. Fantastic. For those that are not patrons and were not able to watch, you just missed me windmilling my knob above my head while John did all that. So give us a quid and you can see me windmilling my very small thin penis above my head from there. Not really, but you will get to see all of this nonsense. Yes. So until next week, he's been John, I've been Planty, and we have been 76 things we learned from the faculty. See ya.
See you guys.